finally, we said the show would get good today. It took us a few hours, but now we have the proof. Nick Hexum, 311 in the KROQ studios where he belongs. What's up, Nick?
Hey, thanks for having me.
Good to see you again. Thank you.
Away from home.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing because we got a chance to call you just before Acoustic Christmas this year and say, bad news, someone in the Chili Peppers broke their hand. And you said, all right, I'll be there. Let us know where and when. And I don't want to play favorites, but to me, that was the highlight by far, other than maybe Shirley Manson yelling at the crowd and cursing at them.
With a heavy accent.
With a thick, heavy accent.
God, her saying the F word is so satisfying, isn't it?
Yes.
You were...
I won't try and imitate it, of course.
Yeah, you should, though. That'd be great. But watching 311 there at the Acoustic was just unbelievable, and thank you for once again doing that for us. I know it's not your first KROQ show, but man, people, it's kind of wild because you would think at this point everyone has seen 311. You guys have been around a minute, but so many people were like, that's the first time I ever got to see 311 live, and it was unbelievable.
Awesome. Yeah, we had to scramble the buses, so to speak, and get our crew in from all over the country to get ready in like 2 days' notice, and it turned out to be a really fun show.
How many favors do we have left? Because I know KROQ was
long overdue.
The first to play 311, right? And that's an amazing moment for you in your career. Can we just continue asking you for stuff?
We're forever indebted, and I'll never forget when we were sitting outside by our little pool in our house in Van Nuys back in 1993, and Tammy Heidi came on and played our first single, Do You Right? And she was like, that's how bands sound from Nebraska. We gotta move to Nebraska. That's because it's a crazy sounding song. So yeah, that's been 30 years.
That's crazy.
And you guys were all living together in Van Nuys?
Yeah.
And who was the worst roommate?
Well,
I got my own room because I snore. So
huge.
So
I'm
was
the
you.
Same way. That's the best.
I'm like, yes.
Yeah, but use it to your advantage, right? It worked out because other people have like three in a room, and you're sitting there in your own room like a king.
You're like, sorry guys, this is for your own benefit.
This is called sleep apnea. Deal with it, right? That's amazing. So and now I know now that you're big and famous, you all get your own hotel rooms. But do you ever, for old time's sake, decide, hey, let's all Airbnb it this weekend like it used to be?
No, I mean we hang out, but no, we don't go on vacations together. We all have families and so forth, but spirits are high right now. We're really excited, getting ready for 311.
Yeah.
This 311 day is maybe one of my greatest traditions. I think it is the greatest tradition a band does, and it's been happening now for a while, and it's always exciting as to be where I mean, everyone knows the date. That's not the exciting part. But that'd be crazy if they're like, it's 311 day. By the way, we're doing it in February this year. But it's the where will it be? What are the extra things? Because it seems like every year it's a little different. Nick is not only here, but he's going to break down all of the things you can look forward to if you join 311 in Vegas. And we're going to help give away a trip. And we do it all after we listen to some 311 right now on KROQ. Nick, if you'd like to intro your own music, there's nothing vain about that here, so go ahead.
This is Amber from 311's album From Chaos.
He did get that right. He's good. Be back with Nick Hexum next on KROQ. 311, Nick Hexum is in the KROQ studios right now, and we are already here. It's been a while because if you know this and you know anything about 311, you know 311 Day does not happen annually. It is biannually, and this is different this year for a few reasons, Nick. And why is this going to be maybe the greatest 311 Day ever?
Well, we just find ways to make each one better than the last. We keep evolving the production, the musicianship, the song selection. There's like surprise covers. We dig deep and play songs that we've never played before. And we actually open it up to some fan voting. And they pick some really interesting, super deep cuts. So we've been rehearsing to brush off the cobwebs on some really cool old songs. And it's 2 nights of just everything rock and a lot of different peaks and valleys, and it's on the 9th and 10th, and it is going to stretch past midnight on the 10th, so it will slightly go into actual March 11th, 311.
The whole reason this started was because you guys played for like 3 hours and 11 minutes at a show, right? So you guys are used to playing really long shows.
Yeah, so back in 2000, we had a show booked with the Cramps in New Orleans at the State Theater, and we were like, okay, it's March 11th, let's call it 311 Day, let's play all of our songs, 3 hours and 11 minutes, and it just turned into such a legendary show that we were like, all right, let's make it a thing now, because it just kind of stumbled into it because our name implies a date.
When people come to these things, I would imagine these are your real hardcore fans. Are you at a point now where you can actually see into the audience and be like, I know that face, I know that person?
Yeah, there's people who've been with us for decades, and 311 Day is kind of like a convention where people come from Australia, the Philippines, South America, Europe. I mean, it's a place where people have known each other online, and then they finally get to meet in person. So there's been people like meet their spouse through it and stuff. So it's really a special thing.
It's funny with fans meeting each other by screen name. You're 311 forever. I'm 311 forever with 2 R's. Like they're all meeting each other, similar names.
And I feel like 311 fans are very tattoo heavy. I know so many people that have 311 tattoos. What's the craziest 311 tattoo you've seen?
Oh, yeah. There's people that have like the whole leg covered in album artwork. And Peanut, our bass player, has the very first one. It was like a homemade Roman numeral thing that he still has on his forearm. But yeah, it's nice to see that people make that kind of a commitment.
That's a real commitment. Does that put the pressure on you? Because you've actually lived up to it. Now you guys are entering, almost three decades of actually making music as a band together, which a lot of bands don't do. Mm-hmm. But once you start seeing the tattoos on people, don't you feel an obligation to be like, all right,
I can't make this a regrettable tattoo?
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, we can't go ahead and call it quits. We got to keep going.
We better rehearse and actually put on good shows and keep going.
And albums as well, because there's one that's almost done now. We're at that point.
Yeah, album 14 is recorded, and we're in the mix stage right now, and we're super excited. I call it just like 311 on steroids, where just everything is better. Super huge rockin' riffs and great melodies and new production styles, and just it's a musical journey that we keep finding ways to move forward, and we're really excited about it.
As Klein said, you've been doing this for a long time. You're coming out with new music on a regular basis, but it can get exhausting. It can get exhausting, right, to do like album tour. And we were talking to the guys at Sum 41 who have decided, to break up after a certain amount of time, not because they're not getting along, but just because they feel like it's time. Has that ever even been a conversation for you guys?
I mean, I think there's no end in sight, and we keep an attitude of gratitude of just realizing how lucky we are to do this. And I think as long as we're enjoying ourselves like this and our bodies can do it, I mean, that's kind of rare. You know what I mean? Paul McCartney is still putting on shows, and he definitely doesn't need the money, but it's just there's a joy to it. It's making live music goes back like 100,000 years of like one guy beating on a drum and another person dancing and stuff. It's just part of our DNA. So I don't see any end in sight.
We got lots to get to. We'll do more with Nick Hexum next. Nick Hexum is in the KROQ studios now, not just to hang out. He's a nice guy. He's good to his fans. He's good to KROQ. But also, he's about to be even greater to you if you would like to be a part of 311 Day, which is now 311 Weekend in Las Vegas. 311.com. Get your tickets. We'll be qualifying people every day this week and sending someone for the full 311 experience, the meet and greet, the photos. Anything when people take pictures with you, Nick, because I know you take a lot of pictures with fans, is there anything you would like people to avoid doing? Like the people that put the full arms around the neck and they got the BO? Is there anything you want to give a PSA out there?
No, I enjoy that.
You enjoy the BO?
No, yes, the BO.
Get next to Allie for a picture. Let's see how much you enjoy.
I wear deodorant.
We got lots to get to, including a little round of Do You Know the Band on Your Shirt, 311 style with Nick Hexum. Here we go.
Do you know the band on your shirt? Do you know the band on your shirt? Do you know the band on your shirt? Do you know the band on your shirt?
It says like Sublime or like Sublime or something like that.
In general, when people walk around wearing bands on shirts, you would think they are fans of the band. But now, so many logos, 311 logo I put right in the mix, just good fashion, good style.
Yeah.
Would you be angry or upset if you saw someone wearing a 311 shirt and you're like, oh, cool, and they're like, who are you?
Yeah.
That would bother you?
It might hurt my feelings a little bit.
Okay. This is a guy that is a super fan, so much so that not only is he wearing a 311 shirt, he's got tattoos of your band all over his body.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tattoos. I'm trying to get every single album, at least something from each album. But I believe they have 10 or 11.
So that guy's got a lot of tattoos on his body.
He also sounds a little drunk.
Yes, yeah, that's right. That's how you know he's a real fan.
Yeah.
That's how you can tell. So the questions in Do You Know the Band on Your Shirt are all about your band, and all you have to do is predict whether or not the guy will get the questions right. So the first question we asked this man is, if you are a real 311 fan, how many EPs does the band 311 have? Will this guy get the question right?
I don't think he's going to get it right.
What is the answer that you would accept as correct?
But you said EPs?
That's right.
I don't know.
The question is, albums
sorry.
not including
Not,
EPs.
not including EPs. Not including EPs. How many albums? That is the question.
He already gave. We were talking about poker earlier. He already gave a tell because he said we have 10 or 11 albums, and that's a little short.
Little short.
Matt,
So you
we
just-
love you, but you got that one.
He says wrong. Let's listen.
But I believe they have 10 or 11, so I got to get 10 or 11 of them. How many 311 albums? Let me see. Well, that's how I know them. I believe it's 13.
Oh.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, and if you got to count the live one,
So he's saying
got it.
13.
He
He
got
got
it
it
right.
right.
He
This
got it
guy's a
right.
real fan. Nick's excited about that.
Corrected.
Stand corrected.
Way to go, Matt.
The next question we say to this guy, he was wearing a 311 shirt. Where is 311 from? You think he'll know where you guys are from?
Yeah, I think he's going to know this one.
All right.
I would think a basic fan would know this information. Wouldn't
It's
you,
always
Klein?
wild, though, when we say to a person wearing a Nirvana shirt, where is Nirvana from? And they're like,
They're
Encino?
like South Dakota.
Yeah. So it is weird, but all right, let's find. He said you think he'll know.
14, 15, something
Here we
like
go.
that.
Hold on.
13. The great state of Nebraska and Omaha.
That is correct.
There you go.
All right, this guy. Well, no, that's right. Next question. Do you know the band on your shirt, the 311 edition with Nick Hexum and a fan wearing a 311 shirt? You can see this guy on our Instagram at Klein Alley Show. What is the name of 311's drummer? Will he know the answer to this?
He's going to know this.
You
Now you
believe
have faith
so?
in him.
Yeah.
He says he'll know. Nick Hexum says you'll know. Let's find out.
Mr. Chad Sexton.
That is correct.
That is
Yeah.
correct.
Circle gets the square.
This guy is doing great, and that's always nice when a real fan can actually perform under pressure. The next question, only
Yes,
three
because
questions
a lot
left.
of these guys, they get like deer in headlights, and they forget even a little bit that they thought
They
they
always
knew.
claim, I'm a huge fan, I promise you, I just can't perform
Yeah, and
under
they're
pressure.
like, I can normally think of it.
This is the next question. What year was the first 311 day?
I'm going to say he might know it as well.
What is the answer we would accept? Because you said earlier it was early 2000.
It's 2000.
2000. Year and city. Let's find out if he knows.
2004?
Oh, this guy. Poser. Doesn't even know the band. Come on. That's
Forced
crazy.
to get your tattoos covered up.
We asked him, who is the most attractive member of the band 311? Do you think he'll know this? Nick.
Because there is a right answer.
There is a right answer. I'm looking at him. But, let's decide. Do you think he'll know the answer to
I'm
this?
going to abstain. From
Okay, you abstain. Let's find out. Does this guy know the most attractive member?
I mean, people are going to say Nick, but I'm going to go with my boy S.A. because he has my same last name, Martinez. So I'm going to say
Fair
S.A.
enough.
So he's saying he's wrong. He got that one wrong as well. It's Nick. And finally, and this may be the most important question yet to prove if he's a real fan or not of 311. What is Nick's social security number? Will he know the answer? Nick, if he really is a fan, he should know your social security number, right?
Does he know that it has a 311 in it?
Oh, that would be wild if that's true. Let's find
you
out.
request that?
Let's see.
555
No.
824635.
He tried, but that's not right. We did give him a final chance to give you a message about what you mean to your fans.
They're the greatest. Everybody should watch them at least once live. They have everything for somebody, so you're always going to love them.
So there you go. That's an actual real deal fan. He got most of the questions right. He did way better than most people in Do You Know the Band on your
definitely.
shirt.
But
Before
he
we-
is right, though.
Before we say goodbye, as we do with every interview, let's wrap things up with just not one, but two epic questions for the great Nick Hexum. Allie, your question for the great Nick Hexum.
Nick,
Scared.
have you ever thought of starting your own OnlyFans and calling it XXM?
No.
That's a no.
But please, would you?
That's correct. That's a correct answer. Nick, amber is the color of your energy. But what is your actual favorite color?
I'm going to go with Amber.
What?
Whoa.
M. Night Shyamalan twist at the end of that. Nick Hexum, 311. Guys, I don't need to tell you to get the tickets because according to the text line, you're going to buy them all up. 311.com. Be a part of 311 Day. Of course, listen every day for the 311 slot machine. It'll sound like this. And when you hear this on KROQ, Call us, and we will get you to Vegas for Nick Hexum and 311 Day. Nick, thanks always for coming by KROQ.
Thank you so much for having me.
Greatly
This was fun.
appreciate you. Thanks, dude.